What's going on? I have a quick unboxing right now of a new knife I just got in. I did take it out of the packaging, however I have not taken it out of the original box and wrapper. So I did order this on Amazon. It is a Civivi. You'll see what it is in just a couple seconds. I just want to show you how they shipped it. In the Amazon package was just a sleeve, it wasn't a box. There's no damage to this box. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and open this up. Civivi, a couple reasons why I got this. One, it looked like on Amazon a lot of the Civivis are on sale right now, and I think there's some Father's Day sales on like other websites. But there's another reason why I got this knife, and I guess we'll show you in a second. I want to compare it to another knife. So this is Civivi with D2 steel. And this is typical packaging you get from Civivi knives. They give you this little sleeve right here. This little sleeve, which may or may not be handy to you. Nothing else is in the box. But yeah, when you undo this zipper, it's kind of nice. You got some stickers and a cloth. So what we have here is the Civivi Odium. And I got it in orange with G10. And I have not handled this knife yet. This is the first time I'm handling this knife, and it's a very small knife. So it got a little flipper tab here. It's a liner lock with that flipper tab. This is a ferrum forge design as well. Liner lock with G10, and yeah, it's a very small knife. But yeah, it's kind of interesting because I was looking at this. And I don't know if it was the orange that caught me at first, but the design is what got me interested into buying it, because it is almost like a miniature. You know, it's not made by Spyderco, but the design is kind of a little similar to the Shaman. And I know it's not a compression lock, obviously, but it just has that front choil. It's just like a mini Shaman kind of. It's got a front choil, and it has a hole up here. I mean, it's a long hole. You got the Spidey hole for the Shaman, but it's got contoured handles, and you know, G10. But yeah, it's kind of also has a similar design blade. It does use, I believe it is a flat ground. This is not a hollow ground. Civivi, you know, a lot of the Civivis are hollow ground, and it is not a full flat. It is actually a saber ground. So you know, there's a spot up here that's unground, and it's same with the Shaman. Shaman's like a high saber ground. There's an unground portion at the top there. Obviously, yeah, it's kind of so for me it's like kind of like a mini Shaman. It doesn't have a compression lock because it's not a Spyderco. But yeah, it's interesting because not only does it have a forward choil, but the placement, the forward choil is lower than that rear grip. You know, you can grip the Shaman up here, and when you go down to the choil, it sits lower down here, and then the grind starts. Same here, you got that rear grip, and then you got the forward choil, which sits down lower. It's not as noticeable, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. Just thought I'd pick it up while it's on sale and do like a little side by side. Potentially is like a mini Shaman. I don't know, but you know, it definitely doesn't have that compression lock, so it's definitely not. I don't think liner lock is going to be as strong as the compression lock. Plus, this is made in China. You know, Civivi, which is a good company. You know, We Knives is the owner of Civivi, so it's like a sister company or like a branch of their knives. I think it showed it on the packaging. We Knife, yeah. And I'm not saying that Ferrum Forge, who they designed this knife, I'm not saying they copied the Shaman. It seems like they do make some pretty good knives or designs of knives. Ferrum Forge, it's a Ferrum Forge design knife. And you know, grapevines think alike, so I'm sure this is just one example of that, where a similar kind of shape, design, and much on a smaller scale though. Let's do it one more time. side by side, line up the pivots. Basically, it's like a mini Chinese-made Shaman, liner lock Shaman. I don't know. Anyways, that's just for fun. You know, I know it's not gonna be anywhere near comparable. It's like apples and pomegranates, not even close. So, but yeah, I do have one other Civivi. So this is my second Civivi knife. My first one was a Hooligan, and that one I think it did use D2 as well, steel hollow ground, and I gave that to my girlfriend. That one had micarta handles, and it felt kind of like cheap micarta. So this is my first Civivi with G10, and it's kind of cool. My first impressions are, let's sit down here. Actually, I like this much more than that Civivi Hooligan. I don't have the Hooligan on me right now. My girlfriend has it. She carries it around in her purse, but this G10 feels much better than the micarta I got on the Hooligan. And I really like this stone-washed blade, which is kind of interesting because the Shaman actually has a stone-washed blade too. A little bit different of a stone wash, but yeah. This is more like a bead blasted stone wash. This is more like a real stone wash. But very clean design. It is a small knife. I believe it's around 2.5 inch blade length, and the weight should be around 2.5 grams, so it should be right around that ounce per inch ratio, which is preferable. So let's go ahead and weigh this Civivi right here. 2.52 ounces, so yeah, it's pretty spot on, pretty close to the 1-to-1 ratio. Action is great. The lock, well, it's about 30% lockup. I do notice, you know, with these liner locks, it won't be the same lockup every single time. I'm not sure if this is on bearings or washers. It might actually be on, I don't even know, I'm not going to say. It kind of looks like brass and not the Frostproof bronze washers. It might be brass, like bearing, cage bearing, I don't know. It might be bearings actually, so that would be a big difference with that Shaman. But this is a nice little EDC lightweight knife. I think, I don't think it will be as thin behind the edge as most Civivis, because most Civivis are you know, hollow ground, and this is a flat ground, saber ground, whatever you want to call it. But it seems like it's a really well built, nice little knife, little EDC knife, stonewash or bead blasted blade. It's got this hole, so I wonder if I can do like a flick. I don't know if I can. I might have to get used to it. Let's try the thumb. Yeah, I don't know if I might have to get used to it. So I'm not going to even attempt that again. So let's just use that flipper tab. And obviously, yeah, that Shaman does not have a flipper tab, so big difference there. But it's got skeletonized. Yeah, there's some skeletonized liners in there. Deep carry pocket clip. However, the pocket clip is not, I mean, the knife is still, the handle material is still going to stick out a little bit because the very highest point of the deep carry clip is right there. So not a big deal because that's not very much knife, and sometimes it is nice to have a little bit sticking out, just so you can kind of grab it and slide it out a little quicker sometimes, or maybe in like a hasty situation it might be easier to find it. And anyways, some people like it not having it visible at all, but that's a pretty small amount right there. So, and it looks like there's it's a left hand or right hand for pocket clip for tip up carry, which I like. I prefer tip up carry. So yeah, it's a nice little tiny little knife. Not too tiny, just like a real small knife. Yeah, definitely EDC contender. And nice front choil, and I'll use this and see how it performs, and I'll see if I can find a way to do like a Spidey flick, because I might need to just trim my nails a little bit or something or maybe get them longer actually. But I wonder if we can like drop it. So if we can hold it, yeah, I can kind of drop it open like a Spyderco. Yeah, I believe I've seen people that have been able to use that to flick it open, kind of like that, but like in one motion. So yeah, anyways, those are my kind of first impressions on this knife. I like this much more than the Hooligan I got. And I didn't give that to my girlfriend just because I didn't like it very much. I actually did love the hollow grind in that knife. The micarta is just a cheap kind of micarta for the Hooligan, and I know that depends kind of on the knife and how old the knife is, or if it's like a newer model, sometimes they upgrade the micarta. So there's variables on other Civivis that use micarta, which I might look into that again and see if I would get another knife with that micarta. But I think there's much better micarta with other brands that you can get, because Civivi is a budget knife. You know, you can't really expect too much. I mean, you're getting quite a bit for your money. This was just under 50 bucks, right around 50 after tax, because Amazon charges tax. But yeah, this should be a good EDC if you have limits to the blade length, or if you just like a smaller knife. This seems like a nice contender. It's got the skeletonized liners, G10. There's obviously different colors you can get, and the G10 is contoured, so it's nice and rounded around the edges. And contouring, I've learned, is very important for comfort if you're going to use a knife for any extended period, because it prevents hot spots from forming. I mean, a larger knife will be more noticeable if there's no contouring, but it will still benefit a smaller knife in my opinion. So yeah, that's my first impressions. I have not used this knife yet. I don't know if I have a piece of paper I can cut something with, but yeah, let's just open up this mail, because I got to open up some mail. So let's see. Yeah, not bad. Mail envelopes are kind of thin, so. But yeah, D2. We'll see how the edge holds up. I do notice they seem to put a pretty high angled edge, like a 25-degree edge or so. I haven't measured it, but you can barely see the edge on these Civivis, at least the two that I've gotten. Which sometimes, you know, if it's a very thin edge, like the hollow ground, it might actually be not a high degree edge, just how thin the edge is will make it show less as well. So there's other variables, but yeah, this one is a flat ground high saber, and it still has barely any visible edge on it. So I'm wondering if the angle is just really high. Anyways, yeah. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna do our actual review once I use this. So thank you.